the last episode, we were eliminated in the Eastern Conference Finals by the Boston Celtics, and it wasn't even close. There we go. Get the inside layup. Please don't miss it this time. Oh my God, he f***ing missed it again! The first game, we can make an argument for, and then after that, it was pretty bad. Swept by Boston, and then Dallas moves on in 6 games against Memphis Grizzlies, and then eventually gentlemen sweeps the Celtics. So as of right now, I'm recording, and we are at a point where Boston has just dominated Game 1 of the real-life finals. If Hoopland has any sort of correlation to real life, which we obviously know it is an exact replica, a 1-to-1, then Boston will end up losing the next 4 games. As if we look at the facilities, we need to make the decision now as we go into the offseason. We have 591 coaching credits. Now, those credits were given to us because we haven't really spent them at all, and there were no upgrades to a front office when we actually had the seasons going. Now we're in the 2nd season, going into the 3rd season. We obviously have head coaches. We have all these different things to upgrade. So we're looking at our team. I think the first thing we need to do is look at our contracts, because if we can figure out, hey, look at Jordan Hawkins is injured. If we can figure out who is expiring, we know how much money and how many coins we need to maintain. So Chris Duarte, if we look at expiring contracts, probably not really a priority. Jalen Johnson definitely is, but he is a younger player, so he's probably going to request maybe $15 million per year. Probably lock him up for 4 years. And then Brandon Ingram. So we actually need to make sure that we have enough coins to bring back. Brandon Ingram's probably going to want at least another, probably 3 or 4 year contract and $25 million at least, if not more. So that's going to be something we need to work on. Like a Jalen Johnson's contract shouldn't be too expensive. And then we obviously have to bring in our rookies. So I think we have enough of these credits to at least upgrade one thing to world class, which I think will definitely be training. This seems by far to be the most impactful 25% XP for the facilities. So the reason we're doing this right now is because if we were to literally simulate one more week, we would be in the off season. If we do it right here at the tail end of the season, it will instantly, just like that, be done. So that's why we're going to make this decision now. Now, we're not going to be able to make any more coaching credits back, so we need to make sure we save enough. Now, a huge contract can be anywhere from like 60 to 80 coaching credits. I need to probably have at least 200 left. So I think if I was to potentially upgrade something else to advanced, that'd be smart. Maybe 10% fan revenue. In the next season, I plan on just uploading a randomly generated draft class, so I think having scout assignments is probably going to be useful. Nothing else seems to really be jumping out at me. Obviously, injury prevention matters quite a bit, but I feel like unless you really have the world class, that's where it really makes a lot of sense. And I cannot justify having 90 credits going into the offseason. So I think probably getting this would save us, we'd have about 190 coaching credits left. We'd have 5 scout assignments. It makes sense for this team because, we're going to need to actually scout players if we want to be able to make good draft picks. So I think we actually will get 5 scouting assignments. We are going to now go down to 191 coaching credits. At this point, we'll go ahead and get into the offseason. Now, one more thing I do want to do, and I'm going to do this on camera so you guys can see. I'm not going to cheat it out, obviously. I have a work-in-progress draft class that I've been making with, some fun prospects, try to make them realistic archetypes and whatnot. But I'm going to just create a new draft class. We'll name it 2026. We'll do 75. And then I'm going to make it completely random. I don't even want to know. And just like that, I don't even have to click on the prospects. We're going to back right out. We'll save it, back out, go to season mode. And now when we go to the next season, we'll go ahead and import the 2026. It says 2027. I'm just going to back out of that. I don't even want to look at the players at all. It says 2027. I guess it's technically 2026, 2027 season. Allow for other prospects. No, I don't want to allow that. And then everything else stays the same. 24 minutes. If you guys are wondering what I play on, I just do... it's supposed to be on simulation, which I think is supposed to be 50s on everything. But simulation is what it's supposed to be. All-star difficulty. The only difference between All-Star and Pro really is just the percentage of the player shooting versus timing, so that way not everything is a make. And yeah, that's what I play on. So we're going to continue on to the 3rd season, now jumping into the 2026 NBA season. And Donovan Mitchell exercises player option to remain with the Cavaliers. Kind of wild that we have not seen him move at all. Now, this is something else that I do want to talk about before we move into all of the free agent signing, the draft. This is the first season of the past 3 now, going into the 3rd season, that we have player-for-player trades for the CPU, the trade block, and the front office tab in general. The past 2 seasons, whether it be the 2024, then 2025 in this past, we never had any of these things. Up until the playoffs, there was no facilities, which if we go to the front office, the facilities are already completed. That's the smart way to do it. Big brain, Keep those coaching credits till the last, very, very, very final, going into the finals, and then do it so you can get instant upgrades for your facilities. But anyway, look at that. Complete. Jordan Hawkins is back. But the point of what I'm saying is teams are going to be relatively similar to what you'd expect to see in real life. You know, not a lot of movement. This season, going to be wild. Going to be wild because we're having a third set of draft classes. So we're having 3 layers of people that are not technically in the NBA yet. Obviously, the NBA draft coming up relatively soon. And then we also have player-for-player trades, player-for-pick trades. CPU is going to be making wild moves. And we're also going to be able to put players on the trade block and receive offers for them. So moving into the contract re-signings and exceptions for us, AJ Griffin, I think for $4 million, it makes sense to bring him back. Bruno Fernando for $3 million, I also think makes sense to bring him back. And then Jose Alvarado for $10 million. I don't necessarily know if I love it. If we look at the actual positions, we've got Trae Young, Kobe Buffkin. That makes sense. Jordan Hawkins. And I guess Trent Forrest doesn't have any minutes. I don't really know if Jose Alvarado makes sense to bring back. 10 mil is not a ton, but it's enough to where I don't really want to. At the very least, we could just bring him back and not bring him back on a team option. So I think that's actually smart. Going to decline his option. As Jalen Brunson declines his option and becomes a free agent. So we're going to move on to the draft lottery. We don't have... I don't know if we have any picks. I think we might actually have some picks. I don't know whose pick we have if we do. So it'll be kind of wild to see as Houston ends up jumping up from 9 with a 4% chance. And New Orleans jumps into the lottery as well. They land a spot ahead at 4. Chicago kind of gets shafted. And that is your lottery overall. Hopping into the league draft. Let's see where we're picking at. Ace Bailey goes number 1 to the Rockets. Cooper Flagg to the Nets. The Bulls get Maluak, one of the best prospects coming out in a long time. Dylan Harper goes 4 to the Pelicans. Hugo Gonzalez to the Bay Area. VJ Edgecombe to Portland. And then gets a little bit more wild here. I think I gave 6 or 7 players 4.5 star or higher. And basically a 4.5 star player as we pick at 13, 17, 18. 4.5 star or a 5 star are really just all-star potential players. As I don't know too many players in the next draft. I know Rocco Zakarski out of Sydney, Australia. And then also Johnny Furphy as well. So those could get a couple Aussies in here. Although I think that'd be kind of a reach where we're picking at. We'll probably go guard forward Carter Knox. I think that he has a lot of potential and gives us a lot of flexibility. So at the 13th pick, the tail end of the lottery, Jaleel Bethea goes right after, as well as Liam McNeely. And I try to get accurate, I think for the first full round, I have accurate likeness. I think I actually didn't know. I think I did the entire draft as accurate likeness. Some of the archetypes, maybe not so much for the second round. Ivisic, is that how you say it? I think it is. He's out of Duke. Drake Powell is here. I do like Drake Powell. I would probably go Rocco Zakarski over Ivisic. Caleb Foster is also here. I do like that, although he only had 1 point per game in college. Dalton Connect kind of developing into that guard forward, but he's somebody that we could definitely stand to upgrade over. Oh my God, power forward is definitely the position because Jalen Johnson could play the 3. But obviously, we have Brandon Ingram there. He could play the 2. But Nick Claxton at the 5. Donovan Clingan developing into a power forward. We really need some forward minutes as a whole. Asa Newell. I'm interested in him just because he's a power forward and we need power forward minutes. Drake Powell is 6'7". He's not super heavy, though, so I don't really know if he could play that. I could go Ulrich Kamchi. He's a power forward / center, and he is somebody that could potentially get drafted in this upcoming draft. I think he's part of the NBA Africa program, I want to say. I'm going to go ahead and take him. It's going to be a tough name to pronounce moving forward, but at the 17th pick, and then we also pick at 18 as well, so we've got a couple different swings at the bat, if you will. We're going to go ahead and take a Rocco Zakarski out of Sydney, Australia. Now we got a backup center as well, so we're really, covering all of our bases. And the pick right before us is Riley Kugel, who is one of the ugliest people I've ever seen. He's a wild-looking guy. Boogie Fland is somebody I really wanted to get because even though he's a 3.5 star player, Caleb Foster's here. You know what? Take it all back. Take it all back. We're taking him, and that's the end of the draft for us. We took a lot of good prospects. Boogie Fland is a really good shooter, very athletic, just high-energy player. A couple of really good players overall. So Houston gets the number 1 pick, and then the Nets, the Bulls, Dylan Harper, Hugo Gonzalez, and VJ Edgecombe. Those are the players to really watch in this upcoming draft. Some people can make a case for Trey Johnson out of Texas. Other people, they really like... where is he? Drake Powell, Ian Jackson. We're going to bring all of our rookies in. Not very often do you see 4 rookies drafted in one draft class. A lot of 4 stars and even a 4.5 in Tijan Salon, although he is worse than all of the incoming rookies. So he is a true... That's also with a full season of kind of developing a little bit. So that's going to be quite the project play for us. It's kind of looking bad already because if you think about it, power forward, we're in kind of a win now position. We have Kamchi to play power forward / center for us. He's already better. If you look at the level, he's, you know, four levels better, which I think is like 8 total upgrades. That's quite a bit. I think in order to get a level up, you have to upgrade twice. So moving on to the first day of free agency. This is going to be quite the class for us because what's our biggest issue? We know what it is. It's this little spot right here. It's the 2 guard because we had Dalton Connect playing quite a bit. He was fine, but if we're trying to compete, we definitely need to upgrade at that position. Now, what do we need though? Because Trae Young's a scorer, Brandon Ingram's a scorer, Jalen Johnson's developing his offensive game, and Nick Claxton is at least serviceable. Chris Duarte, he can leave. He played somehow. He got on the court. I don't know how. Jose Alvarado, I did decline his option, so he can also leave. We need to get rid of some players. Maxi Kleber. Yes, you are gone. Sorry to do it to you, buddy. I really am. You got way too many minutes in that final playoff run. And then Trent Forrest is going to also get cut as well. So getting rid of some players. You know, I think having 4 picks in the first round, even though Caleb Foster was the last pick of the first round, I like his potential a lot more than I do Trent Forrest. I think I played the coaching credits just about perfect. So 4 years for Jalen Johnson. Does he have any pending offers? Let's look at the free agent list top down like this so we can see who we're competing against. He has no offers. Okay. So we're going to go ahead and give him, we'll say 14 mil for a team option. That looks good to me. Brandon Ingram. Oh, no. Oh, no. Can we not bring him back? He wants to play for a contender. How are we not a contender? I'm going to give him as much money as he possibly could want. This is literally the best we could possibly offer him because we can't go into 4 years. Doesn't even move the needle for us anyway. He has 1 pending offer, it says, for 14 mil over 1 year. I don't know where that's at. I don't see it. But we're just going to go ahead and give him 24 over 3. We're a little bit cap strung. Then let's look at these overall free agents. So Evan Mobley getting quite a few offers. Alperen Sengun, Scotty Barnes, definitely going to be moving at this point with all those offers. Jalen Brunson's also probably on the move. Chicago, probably going to get Cade Cunningham. That's weird. Alex Caruso not getting a huge offer. Okay, so the thing is, we don't have enough credits to make any offers. And I don't think that sitting and developing is going to make this team much better. I'd hate to not bring anybody in at all. That kind of hurts my heart a little bit. All these rookies playing significant minutes. We cannot have that. So let's go ahead and simulate to the second day of free agency. So Jalen Brunson goes to the Magic. And then our inbox. We have both of our options are accepted. Jalen Johnson and Brandon Ingram. But we now have 9 credits. So I don't really know what we're going to do. We need to acquire some sort of wing. Someone's got to go because we have too many young players that are trying to develop, and I'm really not in a development mood. Although we do have world-class XP progression, so this could work. But my goal is to be in contention now. I think that considering how well we played and just we're going to also advance to the third day or week or whatever it is of free agency. As Dyson Daniels goes to Minnesota, I think based on the way we played in the playoffs, that definitely changed my expectations for this team. Clint Capella, still a free agent and the only 4-star player left. And then D'Lo, Kevon Looney, Kelly Olynyk. These are all players I would love to honestly bring in. It's just such a drop-off. We go from Nick Claxton, a 4.5-star player, to Bruno Fernando. And then, yeah, so we got to do something. Jalen Brunson, Jalen Suggs, Franz, Paolo, and Clint Capella. Wendell Carter off the bench. Anthony Black off the bench. Cole Anthony off the bench. That is going to be one tough team in our fucking division, too. I just realized. Okay, so we've got to make a trade. Why did it say the trade deadline is passed? It's the beginning of the season. I can make a trade now at this point. Well, why can't I make a trade? Okay, got to figure that out because now it says trade deadline's passed, even though I can go here and literally make a trade. So something I probably could have done in the offseason. So what are we going to do? What are our assets available to us? We have 1 pick in the 2027 NBA draft. If we get rid of that pick, that does kind of make no sense because we just got a bunch of scouting assignments, so that doesn't make any sense. But if we were to throw that in there, Tijan Salon as a high-end prospect could stand to leave because he's not going to develop on this team. And then we throw AJ Griffin in. Is that even a good package for anything at all? Jaden Ivey, interesting, but he's more of a scoring type guard. I don't really know if that's the archetype I'm looking for. I want someone who's going to play great defense. Scotty Barnes goes to the Rockets. Is that what I'm seeing here? Okay. Ooh, someone who doesn't demand the ball too much, who plays great defense. DeJounte Murray could definitely fit that archetype for sure. I'm just joking, but Herb Jones is somebody that could, because if we look at the way the Pelicans roster looks at the moment, CJ McCollum, DeJounte, Trey Murphy, Zion, Jonas Valanciunas. They have Bogey to play sort of the shooting guard. That would be just absolutely beautiful. That'd be a beautiful signing. Anthony Simons as well. Somebody that could be stood to move off of, because I bet you that he gets traded if pretty soon in the season, just based on how aggressive the CPU is. Although he doesn't play any fucking defense, and he wants the ball quite a bit. So that doesn't really fit the archetype I'm looking for. RJ Barrett? I don't know. I don't know about that. Let's see how this team finished last year. So 2 years ago, they were 43-39. They lost in the first round. The second year, they were 28-54. So selling, I think that's a fair way to describe them. We could do Rocco, who we just drafted, and then throw Tijan Salon in for Herb Jones. Maybe just say, hey, the Pelicans are clearly not in a win-now position. We take Herb Jones off their hands. It's a great contract for us. Doesn't take up too much salary cap. And then they get players that could potentially develop. I don't really know. Is that really what they're looking for? Maybe we'll just go ahead and ship off a 2029 first rounder. Say, hey, play in the long con. We're going to go all out for it. And then what happens in a couple years happens in a couple years. I think this is a fair trade. We maintain all the players that are actually decent for us. Would we even want to have AJ Griffin still? I think we do. We've developed him pretty well. He's on the last year of his rookie deal. Herb Jones for Rocco Zakarsky, Tijan Salon, and a 2029 first-round pick. That is going to get the deal done. We've upgraded tremendously at the wing spot. And if we go to optimize the lineup, it's going to be Trae Young at the 1, Herb Jones at the 2, Brandon Ingram, Jalen Johnson, Nick Claxton, and then off the bench, we'll probably definitely need to adjust this a little bit. Probably going to be Donovan Clingan playing backup 5 for us. But already that puts us, as far as offense and defensive projection, in the top 10 damn near for defense, 9 at offense, and 8th overall. So just that upgrade alone, definitely going to be improving this team quite a bit. Like I said, it boosts us up tremendously as far as our overall projection. We take on the Spurs in game number 1. It's going to be Chris Dunn, Devin Vassell, Sidi Saoko, Jeremy Shohan, and Victor Wembanyama. So that's probably going to be, we're going to end up playing the first game of the regular season. We got to figure out these minutes first, because now we've really made quite a bit of moves, and we're clearly in a win-now position with all of these developmental players at the bottom. I'm hoping that the 25% XP comes into handy quite a bit. So I've set the minutes for the beginning of season number 3. So Trae Young at the 1, Herb Jones at the 2. Basically, all of our main stars you'd expect to see are getting 34 minutes a night. And then Nick Claxton, 16 minutes, which, again, if you just double these minutes by 2, that's how you'd get the real-life NBA minutes. Herb Jones going to get 30 minutes a night. I think he's going to fill in perfectly in the position we need him to. Dalton going to kind of run our 6-man spot. Donovan Clingan, backup center, going to get 8 minutes a night. Ulrich Kamchi getting good power forward minutes. And then the players in reserve, which we'll probably have to get into just because injuries are a thing. It's going to be Carter Knox, Caleb Foster, and Bruno Fernando. So if you're wondering why we have Kamchi getting 5 minutes a night and then Carter Knox, who was a higher draft pick, not getting any, it's just based on the team overall. Like, the team's just not really going to be able to prioritize guard forward minutes. We are looking at 11th on offense, 8th on defense, and 8th overall. So we know this team should be, based on projections, at least a top 4 team in the Eastern Conference. So game number 1, we'll actually go ahead and get into a little shoot around. Brandon Ingram getting a shot up. We're getting shots up early, okay? It was a home game for us, you know. We're gonna definitely be happy to have everybody well equipped, shooting threes, getting the shots up. We'll see if we can get Jalen Johnson a shot, maybe. A little step back 3, falling out of bounds. That's cash. San Antonio versus Atlanta. And the crowd is hype. We are here for opening tip-off, game number 1, and it's gonna... What the fuck just happened there? We're just going to show our aggression off, lose the ball right away, no composure. Coach Greg Winston's pissed. Herb Jones trying to show off his defense. New member of the Atlanta Hawks, as that ball is stolen by Trae Young. There's the aggression we like to see on the opposite end. We got to drop some plays. Just kidding. Trae Young wide open, gets fouled on the 3-point attempt, and it's absolute cash. Can we complete the 4-point play? I don't think so. That was absolutely terrible. It's gonna roll in. That was by far the worst free throw attempt I've ever made that I've actually seen go in. And Jalen Johnson's gonna get posterized by Jeremy Shohan. Are we really gonna let that happen? Brandon Ingram, ISO, pass City. Oh my God. He just missed the layup entirely. Brandon Ingram with that new deal. He's looking like FDR in this bitch. Got the new deal, got the 4-year contract. Jalen Johnson as well getting paid. So we got a lot of reason to be happy. Herb Jones, again, newly acquired member, just showing off the moves, getting inside. Somebody on the wing that can actually be a reliable 3-point shooter for us, and then also provide a lot of good defense. As that floater by Devin Vassell is up and in. Down low, Nick Claxton on the slash. What a slash. Sees what's open. And look at that block by Herb Jones doing it all. One-man wrecking crew. That inbound play just gets wide open for no reason. Nobody wants to guard. Trae Young is just going to absolutely cash it. He's got 7 points in the first minute and a half or so. They keep trying to go against Herb Jones. He's not letting it happen. Victor Wembanyama has not touched the ball much. And when he actually gets a shot, he doesn't attack the rim. He just, like, puts up a shit floater. Brandon Ingram, ISO, spin move. Step back. Kick it out to Herb Jones. No, he's wide open. Oh, my God. Trae Young just staring at him. Just staring at him. He's like, you good, bro? You want to get back up? Floater up and in. He's got 9 points here in the first 2 minutes. He is on fire. Oh, my God. My ankles. My ankles. Please don't do it to me. That layup is also off. Nick Claxton with the rebound. We're pushing the pace. Step back. Nah, we're going to wait. We're going to wait. Herb Jones slashing inside. Nobody wants to guard him, and the layup is off, but that's still a good look. Oh, my God. What a kick out. Jeremy Shohan. They're passing the ball like crazy. This is like vintage Spurs basketball. And it gets sent to the stands. Okay. Jeremy Shohan, 3. He actually hits that. Okay. Well, that's not the worst shot for us to let him take. We're not too worried about that, as Trae Young's spin move is absolutely disgusting. Jalen Johnson falls to his ass on the 3-point attempt. Give me the ball. You did not just take that from me. Okay, why are we fouling? 1, why are we moving out of the way when people are driving? Like, look at Nick Claxton just leads the way. It's like, what the fuck are we doing? Are we going to actually use our brain for once? I think the Spurs did draft Nikola Topic. He's just not starting for them, as Trae Young just lost the ball. Okay, I tried to shoot, and I just missed the button. Oh, nice spin move. Can we block that? Yep, Brandon Ingram is just pacing himself. He's just waiting for it. And look at that drive inside. Trae Young's like, I've never seen this much separation in my life. Missed the button, and it rattles in anyway. He is 3 for 3 from downtown in the first quarter. Trae Young cutting inside. Just too easy. Jalen Johnson, the 1-4 pick and roll. We're playing pretty well so far, I would say. Is that Nickeil Alexander-Walker as well for the Spurs here? Okay, Dalton Connect is on the ground. Okay, so it only took about 2/3 of a quarter. Trae Young having to play great defense. Oh, my God, that was an accident. Did not mean to just lob up a full-court shot. Oh, my God, the rookie, the spin move, backing down Zach Collins. He gets it in. Ulrich Kamchi with his first NBA basket of his career. Can't expect him to do everything. Brandon Ingram is inside still, kicks it out to Donovan Clingan. Can he stretch the floor? He does! Donovan Clingan's first points of the season is a 3-pointer. I wonder what the parlay, I wonder what the prop bet on that was. Oh, my God. Please get up. Please get up. Why is Kamchi wearing a yellow arm sleeve? I don't really know. I don't really know if that fits the vibe for us. Nikola Topic checking in now at the end of the first. I'm all over him. His handles are not really doing much for me. And he just chucks up a 3. And it goes in and out. Nice rebound for the rookie. Who's playing the 3 right now? Brandon Ingram. I like this. We get him a little catch and shoot. Oh, yeah. That's nice. A little horns play. Oh, it's Dalton Connect. That's okay. He'll cash that. He can shoot an open one. 3 points. Oh, they're pushing the pace quick. Don't foul. Don't foul. Oh, my God. They're just passing the ball, and that's the shot they go for? Oh, my fucking God. Nikola Topic just shot a logo 3. What the hell was that? It was a pretty close match, but Atlanta's seemingly pulling away at this point, up by 10 with 2 minutes left. We'll go ahead and hop in. Finish out the rest of the game. Jalen Johnson, kick it back out to Herb Jones. Let him shoot a 3. We're a very selfless basketball team. We got our starters in. We probably don't need to have our starters in at all at this point. I think we're well up. But okay, that's fine. We'll just keep playing it out. That's definitely not the look for them. Okay, the long range 2. Greg Popovich knows efficient basketball, I'll say. Brandon Ingram, shoot a 3. On the elbow. It's off. Wait, it's not. Oh, my God. It did the Kawhi Leonard Eastern Conference Finals bounce. I've never seen that animation either. There's a lot of just balls sitting in the rim. And Wemby's going to get absolutely crushed. What the hell was that? Oh, my God. Okay, so Wemby went right back and forth with them. I guess that was a little bit too telegraphed. As Trae Young gets fouled on the 3-point attempt. And we go 2 for 3. So not bad. It's a $127 to 110. I'm all over Chris Dunn. I am all over him. You are not going literally anywhere. You are in my clamps. You are in the Trae Young ISO chamber. And we actually let up a layup. Okay. Well, typically this is where the ball just be dribbled out, but we're actually going to continue to try to score points here. Brandon Ingram down low on City. Brandon Ingram with the step back. Midi. It's off. Okay. Just wanted to maybe show a little bit of my strength. As are we going to play defense down low or no? No, we're not. Okay, we get the rebound anyway. No, we don't. How do they still have the ball is the real question. When we foul, okay. Make them think I'm going to take it and just pull up. I'm just pulling up. Heat check. It's off. Nick Claxton puts up the layup. It's in, just for no reason besides disrespect, because fuck the Spurs. They're not going to be relevant, so you know what? We can beat up on them. It doesn't matter. Let's look at the box score here. So Trae Young, 22 and 12. Herb Jones, 12 points in his Hawks debut. Jalen Johnson actually leads the team in scoring. And Dalton Connect off the bench, 22 points. How many blocks did Nick Claxton have? He also had 5. Okay, look at that. And 5 blocks for Herb Jones as well. Defense at an all-time high for this Hawks team for game number 1. Look at the XP flying in for this team because of the world-class trading facilities. That's why we invest in our team. And if we go to the trade block, is there anybody that we'd be interested in throwing up? Just to see. Let's go ahead and throw up AJ Griffin. We're just going to see. And, you know, we'll throw Bruno Fernando in there, too, because we have Ulrich in case, you know, Don McClean gets injured. I don't really know. I just want to see what the open market. You know, we'll throw Kobe Buffkin on there, too. You know, we've had a lot of players at that spot. They're just not very good. So we actually might also be able to have enough coaching credits to bring in a potential free agent. So if we offer a 1-year deal, we can basically offer $12 million. Before we get out of this episode, we're going to go to the scout overhaul, going to go to the draft rankings, and we're going to go ahead and scout some players. Because we imported a roster, we were going to get rid of our first-round pick, and we decided to keep it and get rid of our 2029. And since we have at least one first-round pick, it probably won't be too high in the draft overall, I would hope at least. So we only really need to scout like the first, you know, 15th prospect all the way to like the 40th, just to kind of get a good idea. But here's a few free agent signings. Corey Kispert goes to the Warriors. Jaden Hardy goes to the Wizards. And that's going to be it for episode 1. We did a lot of things in this episode. We played the first opening game, made a trade, signed our free agents back, and even made a couple draft picks. Guys, if you enjoy this series, if you enjoy this episode, be sure to leave a like, comment down below what you think of all the moves we made, and be sure to subscribe so you don't miss the next episode of Hawks Franchise. I will see you there. Take it easy.